Sometime in the late 1990s, a citizen penned an op-ed that compared Mill Valley to the fictitious town of Mayberry from the 1960s sitcom The Andy Griffith Show. Small town charm, beautiful scenery, safe schools, and a neighborly feel where everyone seems to know everyone. When one compares the history of Mill Valley to that of any European town, it's a babe in the woods. There have been a few dates that mark the beginning of Mill Valley, but the one the town is celebrating this year, 2025, is the 125th anniversary of its incorporation. The earliest records of human activity in what is now Mill Valley are those of the coastal Miwok Indians. They inhabited the shores near Russ's Barbershop, the 2 a.m. Club, and the Old Shrimp Bike Shop. For centuries, they referred to their coastal village as Amyx. The Spaniards arrived in the late 1700s, and most of the Miwok left for the missions, migrated inland, or died from diseases. Spain's control of California passed on to Mexico upon its independence of 1821, and later to the United States in 1848. That same year, gold was discovered in Coloma, and the migration race to California was on. San Francisco became a city overnight and was bustling with activity in the early 1850s through the 1880s. Yet, aside from a sprinkling of dairy ranches, this small strip of land north of the bay was largely unsettled. It took the foresight and capital of a group of bankers in San Francisco who had taken ownership control of what today is half of Mill Valley and Sausalito. They hired the up-and-coming, soon-to-be well-known civil engineer, Michael O'Shaughnessy, to lay out lots and sell them at the Great Land Auction of 1890. Mill Valley was born, although in the early years it was known as Eastland. The community slowly grew. The name Eastland was eventually dropped, and Mill Valley was incorporated in 1900, 125 years ago. Jumping ahead in time, 3 other events continued the growth of Mill Valley, and for 3 brief periods made it somewhat affordable to the working class. The 1906 earthquake brought many of those from San Francisco who lost homes in the fire to Mill Valley. Later, in 1937, with the completion of the Golden Gate Bridge, there was a construction boom of new homes, many on the small side, in what were known in the real estate world as tract homes. Modern Mill Valley came to life in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. It was this 30-year period that Mill Valley grew and evolved from a post-war affordable working-class town to an enclave for artists, hippies, and early baby boomers. Today, whether one is a lifelong resident or relocated in their adult years, all have special memories of either growing up in Mill Valley or recalling their first visits.
Well, I'm 67 years old, and actually I was born here in Marin.
I've always been here. A couple of days after I was born in February 1951.
I was born and raised here.
I knew Mill Valley since I was a baby.
I came to Mill Valley as an infant.
I was born and raised here.
I'm a 4th generation resident of Mill Valley.
I first came to Mill Valley in August 1999.
1959.
Came to Mill Valley in 1985.
We arrived in 1986.
I first came to Mill Valley in 1965.
The first time I came to Mill Valley was in 1975.
Mill Valley then and later struck me as one of the most appealing towns I'd ever seen.
And then I drove in on Miller Avenue, and now I'm starting to tear up already. I looked up and I thought, oh my God, what is this place? No one had told me about it. It was magical.
It was a very small town. I feel like it was very blue collar.
Basically a typical middle-class town.
Everybody knew everybody.
Everyone knew everyone. They all knew me, and I had a paper out, in fact, downtown.
Did a lot of cardboard sliding and creek stomping and tree fort building.
And the only time we had to check in with our folks was at the 5 o'clock whistle.
I went to Old Mill School. I played here at Old Mill Park.
Loved going up and down the creek.
The Sequoia Theater showed Disney movies on the weekends.
The movies change twice a week.
I think the first movie that I remember going to Sequoia Theater when it was just one theater was The Sound of Music. Pretty safe town like it is today, where you can just ride your bike.
Riding your bike.
Well, I was on my Stingray all day long downtown, riding wherever we needed to go.
I did Little League, I did Mill Valley Soccer with Dave Frommer.
I collected a lot of stuff. I was in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, Troop 1.
I grew up in Strawberry, and I remember when they put the 7-Eleven in over there, and that was like, oh my God, Slurpees.
When I came back from Washington, D.C. in 1984, I cried when I saw the mountain.
There's so much variety of things that you can do living in Mill Valley.
Mill Valley, I would say that Mill Valley is just the best.
A charming community, one that's really artistic.
It is a place where everybody is happy to be here.
Mill Valley is the hidden gem on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge from the city.
It's a good place to wander.
A small town with a European flair.
I'd say it's a European village.
Mill Valley is a small town with a big personality.
A fantastic cultural scene.
Streams and brooks that are everywhere.
There's redwoods, there's rolling hills, there's canyons and streams.
Totally accessible to wooded lands, hiking lands.
At the very end, also facing San Francisco, is Mount Tamalpais, 2,600 feet high.
It's between a remarkable mountain and a famous body of water, the San Francisco Bay.
It's set at the bottom of a beautiful mountain.
Overlooked by a mountain.
The mountain.
With Mount Tan, GGNRA.
And usually valleys like that are national parks.
Mill Valley truly is the Shire, nestled in the cupped hands at the foot of Mount Tamalpais.
You've pretty much got an amazing physical setup, and then it has, not surprisingly, drawn some amazing human beings, and so together the scenery and the populace go to make it what it is.
Strawbridge's was one a stationery store that I frequent.
Strawbridge's comes to mind.
Kitchenware at Capricorn.
The Lady Baltimore Bakery.
Jenny Lowe's.
Old Uncle Gaylord's ice cream.
So as a child, Bennett's Variety.
There was Bennett's Variety Store.
There was Bennett's Variety Store.
And I miss Mill Valley music.
Well, Village Music.
How could I forget Village music?
Loved Village Music.
You could walk into Village Music and just be in a state of wonder.
Mayer's men's clothing on the corner where Equator is.
Moser's Shoes.
Moser Shoes.
Baskin Robbins.
Well, Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins.
Well, they'd miss the Baskin Robbins 31 flavors.
It was a chain store that didn't feel like a chain store, right?
Because it was here before it predated us. God, we used to love to eat lunch at Snapple Farms.
Snapple Farms for the slices of pizza.
Varney's hardware store that morphed into hardware and housewares.
Varney's Hardware.
Varney's on Throckmorton.
I loved Varney's.
Varney's Hardware and Jimmy Quinn's. I think that the town is very good as it is, but it would be even better if those two establishments were to be revived.
But change is inevitable, and it happens in Mill Valley.
The beat keeps going.
I've seen a lot of changes in town here, you know. I mean, the counterculture coming in the 70s, and then the money coming in the 80s.
You know, the thing that's great about Mill Valley, it's just one continual groove.
All those changes never really changed the flavor of the town.
Something happened in 1970 that, along with the 1906 earthquake, had perhaps the most profound impact on the growth of Mill Valley, and that was a song called Mill Valley.
My main connection with Mill Valley, other than just loving the town and having lived here for a long time, was that I wrote this song, which ended up being very well known around the world.
I probably made more money on it than Rita Abrams did, because I sold literally thousands and thousands and thousands of copies, and I had a much better markup than royalty rates.
That song resulted in thousands of people coming from the East Coast to Mill Valley, and the town expanded and the housing prices shot up like crazy in the 1970s.
We had an article by Rita about the creation of the song, and I was the one who asked her to do that. So you can see that it means a lot to me now. It's a beautiful song.
Talk about a place that's got
a hold on me. A little place where life is
very fine and free.
Mill Valley. Valley, where people
aren't afraid to smile
and stop and talk to you for a while. And talk a while, that's true.
And you can be as friendly as
you want to be.
Mill Valley.
Talking about Mill
Valley.
Yeah, that's my home. How's that?
And there are creeks that run on endlessly and trees as far as you can see. It makes you feel as if your life has just begun.
Mill Valley, California, that's my home.
That's my home.
That's my home. That's my home.
That's my home.
That's my home.
That's my home.
Home.
That's my home. That's my home. That's my home.